Approaches to curriculum design.
Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. From Northeastern Mindanao State University Tagbilac Campus, Bachelor of Elementary Education, presenting
Hi everyone, I am Christine and I am Jermilon, and for today we will discuss about the approaches to curriculum design.
But first, let's define curriculum. What is curriculum?
The curriculum is considered to be everything that transpired the course of planning, teaching, and learning in an educational institution.
Now, let's define approach. What is approach?
The term approach in this context refers to the various aspects of developmental process, including the assumptions, the purposes, the criteria, procedures, and the participants in curriculum development project.
Now, let's define curriculum design. What is curriculum design?
Curriculum design is the planning period when instructors organize their instructional units for their course. Curriculum design involves planning activities, readings, lessons, and assessments that achieve educational goals.
Curriculum design can be segmented into three forms. This includes subject-centered design, learner-centered design, and problem-centered design.
Approaches to curriculum design.
How will a particular design be approached by the teacher? After writing a curriculum based on the specific design, let us see how a teacher will approach this. We will find out the utilization of the example design. Child or learner-centered approach.
This approach to curriculum design is based on the underlying philosophy that the child or the learner is the center of the educational process. It means that the curriculum is constructed based on the needs, interests, purposes, and abilities of the learners. The curriculum is also built upon the learner's knowledge, skills, previous learnings, and potentials.
From its design, how should a child-centered curriculum be approached? Let us consider these principles. Principles of child-centered curriculum approach.
First, acknowledge and respect the fundamental rights of the child. It is very important to respect everyone's rights, especially young learners. It is because, as we all know, young learners are very sensitive and vulnerable. Make all the activities revolve around the overall development of the child. Yes, the main goal is for the development of the learner. Therefore, all the activities that the teacher should prepare will incline to the development of the learners. Third, consider the uniqueness of every learner in a multicultural classroom. Speaking of multicultural classroom, as a teacher, we should consider every child's uniqueness because, as we all know, multicultural classroom doesn't only involve one culture, but a diverse one. So, we should expect that they are different from each other because we can't deny the fact that no one is alike. Even identical twins, triplets, quadruplets have differences. So with the learners.
Fourth, consider using differentiated instruction or teaching. Yes, it is very essential as a teacher to consider the use of differentiated instruction or teaching because, as what we've mentioned earlier, multicultural classroom, from the word itself multicultural, so it means that the learners are diverse, or the learners of that particular classroom have different intelligences. Teachers are known to be flexible in dealing the multiple intelligences of the learners. Fifth, provide a motivating, supportive learning environment for all the learners. Providing a motivating, supportive learning environment is very important because, as what we've observed, if the learning environment of the learners are well organized, pleasant to the eyes, then the children or learner will be motivated to learn. According to neuroscientists at Princeton University, found that subjects in a disorganized environment had a harder time maintaining attention than those working in an organized environment. The study showed that physical clutter competes for our attention, resulting in poor performance and increased stress.
Next approach to curriculum design is subject-centered approach. What is subject-centered approach?
Subject-centered approach. This is anchored in a curriculum design which prescribes separate distinct subjects for every educational level: basic education, higher education, or vocational technical education.
This approach considers the following principles.
First principle, the primary focus is the subject matter. Teachers' knowledge of the subject matter is essential to the implementation of important teaching tasks. Interaction between teachers and students is the most important factor in students' motivation and involvement. Second, the emphasis is on bits and pieces of information which may be detached from life. Third, the subject matter serves as a means of identifying problems of living.
Fourth principle, learning means accumulation of content or knowledge. According to Kirill Korshikov, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. As they say, learning is a never-ending journey, indeed, because learning new things represents the growth mindset. Fifth principle, teacher's role is to dispense the content. The ultimate role of the teacher is to share or impart his or her knowledge and motivate the learners.
Fifth principle, teacher's role is to dispense the content. The ultimate role of the teacher is to share or impart his or her knowledge and motivate the learners.
Problem-centered approach. What is problem-centered approach?
Problem-centered approach. This approach is based on a design which assumes that in the process of living, children experience problems. Thus, problem solving enables the learners to become increasingly able to achieve complete or total development as individuals.
This approach is characterized by the following views and beliefs.
First, the learners are capable of directing and guiding themselves in resolving problems, thus developing every learner to be independent. Second, the learners are prepared to assume their civic responsibilities through direct participation and different activities. Lastly, the third, curriculum leads the learners in the recognition of concerns and problems and seeking solutions. Learners are problem solvers themselves.
These are the strengths and weaknesses of approaches to curriculum design. Strengths of learner-centered curriculum.
First, children rather than miniature adults become the focus of educational efforts. Second, Children's motivation in learning was recognized.
Weakness of learner-centered curriculum.
The misinterpretation of the philosophy of the child-centered curriculum was a natural consequence of radical change. Teachers sometimes feel prepared to adapt the changing concepts of child development, frequently created a school environment which fostered rather than freedom.
Strengths of subject-centered curriculum.
First, presence of clearly definable goals in relation to the acquisition of facts, content, and skills. Second, security for teachers who, having taught the body of subject matter and skills prescribed, have the assurance of having discharged their obligations.
Weaknesses of subject-centered curriculum.
The subject-centered curriculum is compartmentalized. Each subject is developed as an entity with little no relation to other subjects or to the developmental needs of children. Far too often, the end goal of the subject-centered curriculum is the acquisition of the information and skills with little emphasis of their use. Value in helping children create better life for themselves. Learning in school and unrelated to life needs.
Strengths of problem-centered curriculum.
First, the problem-centered curriculum places emphasis on the development needs of children and demands of teachers' knowledge and understanding of the processes of human growth and development and of learning. Second, it places upon the needs of society and demands of teachers' knowledge and understanding of the forces which shape society.
Weakness of problem-centered curriculum.
While the needs of society and the needs of its children are inseparable, sometimes these needs appear to be in conflict, with resulting in the need for child labor. Laws illustrate the exploitation aspects of the neglect of society in rearing its children.
Even if the teachers uses different strategies, approaches, or design, if the student is not willing to do his or her work, it's still futile. Because, according to Chinese proverb, teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself. You can have access to professors from the best universities in the world, but you still need to be willing to do the work, even when it's hard. If you can't do it alone, remember that asking for help is part of doing the work.